Our next chapter is chapter 4, Insight into Program Execution. So in this chapter we'll discuss how a program is actually run inside the computer and how an operating system is used to handle a program execution. So when a programmer writes a program in any programming language, it is called source code. Okay. तो जावा में जो प्रोग्राम लिखते हो और एनी लैंग्वेज में जो तुम प्रोग्राम कुछ लिखते हो सेट ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन लिखते हो दैट इज नोन एज सोर्स कोड. A source code is written as per some programming language rules and it is used for human or programmer to read it and understand it. For a computer to understand a program, it must be converted to computer language which is binary code. हम लोग जो प्रोग्राम लिखते हैं वो सोर्स कोड है, वो प्रोग्रामर अंडरस्टैंड कर सकता है, लेकिन कंप्यूटर क्या अंडरस्टैंड करता है, वो बाइनरी कोड अंडरस्टैंड करता है और दैट इज कॉल्ड एज कंप्यूटर लैंग्वेज. फॉर ए कंप्यूटर टू अंडरस्टैंड ए प्रोग्राम इट मस्ट बी कन्वर्टेड टू कंप्यूटर्स लैंग्वेज. तो सोर्स कोड हम लोग लिखते हैं उसको बाइनरी में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ता है, अदरवाइज ए कंप्यूटर कैन नॉट बी अंडरस्टैंड दैट कोड. The language of a computer is binary language. Language of a computer is binary language. The language of 1 and 0, or it is also called as machine language or machine language code. So source code means source code refers to the original code written in a programming language by a programmer, and machine code refers to the code converted into computer understandable form that a computer can understand and can directly execute. The special software that translates a source code into machine code from it is known as translator software or simply translator. It is of two types. First one is compiler and interpreter. So translator is of two types, compiler and interpreter. Translator क्या करता है? Translator is used to translate the source code to machine code. So understanding translation process. So अभी क्या कर मतलब ट्रांसलेशन कैसे उसको ट्रांसलेट करते हैं, लेट अस सी. फर्स्ट वन इज कंपाइलर. तो कंपाइलेशन प्रोसेस पहले पढ़ते हैं. ए कंपाइलर टेक्स द सोर्स कोड एंड देन फॉलो सर्टेन माइक्रो स्टेप टू प्रोड्यूस ए लो लेवल कोड. The major step in compilation process are listed below. First is pre-processing, then second one is compilation. So compilation is again of two type, analysis that is front end phase and another is synthesis phase or back end phase. Another is after analysis, after your analysis phase and synthesis phase are over, next phase is your assembly phase, then linking. So let us discuss one by one. First we will discuss pre-processing phase. इसमें क्या होता है? Pre-processing phase में क्या होता है? Pre-processing phase removes extract from source code and add all that it is to be added or expanded so that code is completely ready for the next phase. That is that, for example, it removes comments from source code. So unnecessary code which is used for the information of the programmer, that is removed by this phase and add or import the required component. Suppose in your program you import some packages, then it will add that import statement and require component. Next is your compilation phase. It is of two types, analysis phase, that is the front end phase, and synthesis phase, that is the back end phase. Analysis phase is, in the analysis phase the compiler identify all the individual units, that is keywords, variables, etc. हम लोग keyword variable use करके और instruction use करके program लिखते हैं. So in this phase the compiler identify all the individual unit, keywords, variables, etc. of the source code and their requirement. Next is synthesis phase में क्या होता है? That is a back end, मतलब वो back end मतलब back side of the computer. The back end phase of the compiler parses the all code and generates syntax tree, analyzing the syntax of the source code. Source code से वो keyword variables सारा syntax को लेके एक तो syntax tree बनाता है. Okay, and it will analyze that syntax tree or the syntax, analyzing the syntax of the source code. If the compiler got some error after these two phases, if the compiler got some error, it show errors. The programmer correct that error and make a intermediate code. After error correction, it will make a intermediate code that is in the form of assembly level instruction. So intermediate code compilation होने के बाद error produce होगा, उसको programmer error checking करेगा, finally वो compile हुआ, compile करने के बाद एक तो it will create an intermediate code and it is in the form of assembly level instruction. Okay. असेंबली फेज में फिर क्या होता है? इन दिस फेज रिसीव द असेंबली लेवल इंस्ट्रक्शन और इंटरमीडिएट इंस्ट्रक्शन and then convert into object code which is a form of machine code. उसको फिर assembly level instruction को object code में convert करेगा which is a machine code. Machine code is written in 0 and 1 form. Okay, this phase does the same work as the assembler does and convert assembly code into binary code. बाइनरी कोड में कन्वर्ट हो गया. उसके बाद another phase is linking phase. In this phase all the required library are linked with object code. In this phase all the required library are linked with the object code. Object code create हो गया. उसके बाद जितना library हम import किए हैं प्रोग्राम में, so all the required library are linked object code के साथ link होगा. फिर loader क्या करेगा? loader phase में क्या होगा? The loader, fifth one is loader. The loader is a part of compiler that loads the computer executable module into memory for execution. Okay, at the end of compilation, the final product is an executable file .exe file, which is the object code packaged with the library. After compilation is over, compiler software is not needed to run the over. Okay. Next one is, this is the diagram of a phases of compilation. First, the source code is when a programmer compile a source code, these are the phases happen. First is your analysis phase, then synthesis phase. Analysis phase mein it will remove all the keywords and variables. Synthesis phase mein it will create a syntax tree. Okay, after that the assembly phase will create a object code. After object code is ready, the linking phase will link all the library to the object code. Okay, after that it will whatever you imported, standard library, user library and object code are linked together, and uske baad it will produce a executable code .exe code. So this is all about your compiler. Next, another translator is your interpreter. The interpretation process कैसे होता है? Unlike a compiler, an interpreter does not translate the complete code into one go and hand over a full executable file to execute. Instead, interpreter compiler के जैसे नहीं होता. जैसे compiler पूरा प्रोग्राम को ये करके तुम्हारा एक ही साथ ऑब्जेक्ट कोड में कन्वर्ट कर देता है. इंटरप्रेटर क्या करता है? इंटरप्रेटर ट्रांसलेट ए सिंगल लाइन और सेक्शन ऑफ ए कोड एट ए टाइम, मेक्स इट executable version and runs it immediately. So this is the diagram of interpretation process. See, this is source code. So many codes are written. Code means some syntax are written, sorry, some statements are written in the program. So if I compile, compiler क्या करेगा? It will convert all the source code to your machine code, but it will convert first code. First it will sorry, compiler क्या करेगा? सारा प्रोग्राम को रीड करेगा, एक साथ सारा एरर चेक करके उसको एक साथ एक तो मशीन कोड में कन्वर्ट कर दे रहा है, और द होल कोड इज कन्वर्टेड टू एग्जीक्यूटेबल कोड. आफ्टर एग्जीक्यूटेबल कोड रेडी, इट विल गो टू द go for processing. Okay, this is the working of a compiler. But working of an interpreter, this is the source code. If I in a Java program 5 statement are written, the after the translator, if the translator is interpreter, it will translate first code as your in executable code. देन फर्स्ट एक लाइन को लेगा, उसको इंटरप्रेट करेगा मशीन लैंग्वेज और एग्जीक्यूटिव फाइल में कन्वर्ट करेगा एंड इट सेंड टू द प्रोसेस. तो इसका एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएगा, आउटपुट निकल जाएगा. फिर इट विल टेक द सेकेंड लाइन. इंटरप्रेटर इस सेकेंड कोड को तुम्हारा मशीन कोड में कन्वर्ट करेगा और इट विल प्रोसेस होगा एंड आउटपुट दिखाएगा. फिर थर्ड कोड, interpreter, it will convert the third code to the machine code and it will process and it will give the output. So interpreter will execute, it will convert the each code line by line, it will convert line by line, it will convert each line and make it a executable format and execute, and output will be so this is the main difference. So compiler, it will take as a whole program and convert directly to machine code, but the interpreter, it will take line by line and it will convert to the respective machine code, and the corresponding output will be okay. So executable converted single line of code, interpreter is very much needed here. Okay, so this is the main some difference between compiler and interpreter, compiler based interpreter. So first is input. A compiler take an entire program as it is input. and a interpreter takes a single line of code or single instruction as an input. एंड ये इनपुट के बारे में डिफरेंस हुआ, फिर आउटपुट के बारे में क्या डिफरेंस है? इट जनरेट इंटरमीडिएट ऑब्जेक्ट कोड फ्रॉम द होल प्रोग्राम। तो होल प्रोग्राम को कंपाइल करके एक तो ऑब्जेक्ट कोड बनाता है, एंड ये क्या करता है इंटरप्रेटर? इट डज नॉट जनरेट एनी इंटरमीडिएट ऑब्जेक्ट कोड। And compiler, it requires more memory during compilation, and it requires less memory during interpretation or interpret single instruction or unit of code at a time. So displays lists of error of entire program with line number and the error in that line, but interpreter display the error of single instruction it is interpreting, thus error also appear one line at a time. Next is number, once the role of compiler is over, the compiler is no longer required to run the executable file. Always required, interpreter is always required because interpreter translate and run one instruction every time, so it is always required in memory to run the code. Compilation once done, next difference is compilation once done stay away. Recompilation not required for the code without any change, or needs to run again. The same executable can be rerun without the compiler. And interpretation is all required each time you have to run the code. The interpreter does not create an executable, and hence it is required every time the code is run. So these are the 6 difference between compiler and interpreter. Next is role of an operating system. Role of an operating system in running a program. After compilation of the program, an executable file is produced, and an executable program runs on the computer with the help of operating system. The operating system has a major role to play in the execution from in earlier days, computer used to run one program at a time, but modern days computers are capable of running multiple programs and catering a program for multiple users. Thus, the role of OS is running a program is much more complex and important today. OS role in running a program. Operating system role in running a program. A program when not running is simply lying on the disk. To execute it, it must be loaded into memory first and the CPU be assigned to it so that its instruction can be run. The moment a program is loaded for running and executing, it is called a process. The moment a program is loaded for running or executing, it is called a process. A running program or the executing entity is called a process. OS provides the following function. First is process management, process scheduling, memory management, and input-output management. Process management क्या होता है? When a program needed to be executed, it approaches OS. जो भी प्रोग्राम हम लोग एग्जीक्यूट कर रहे हैं वो डिस्क में होता है, जब उसको हम एग्जीक्यूट करना स्टार्ट करेंगे ये अप्रोच करेगा ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम को. द प्रोसेस शेड्यूलर ऑफ द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम load it into memory and it becomes a process. So which is executed as per its instruction. So as soon as the processor or CPU is assigned to it, a process is given some memory for each of the following section for its proper execution. Compiled code होता है, global variable, function call and local variable. So ये कहाँ पे रहता है? Stack area में रहता है. And memory for dynamic allocation. When a program is ready to be executed, it is loaded in memory and it becomes an active process. An active process passes through different states. So this is the conceptual memory map of a process. Area used for function call, returns address, argument, and local variable, stack, heap, global variable, program code. These are start state, the initial state of the process. Ready state, when the process is ready after wait. मतलब एक तो प्रोसेस रन हो रहा है प्रोसेसर में, अनदर प्रोसेस उसको रन मतलब प्रोसेस होना है तो वो वेटिंग स्टेट में, रेडी स्टेट में रहेगा. व्हेन द प्रोसेस इज रेडी आफ्टर वेट. देन रनिंग स्टेट, द प्रोसेस बीइंग एग्जीक्यूटेड बाय द रनिंग स्टेट क्या है? जो प्रोसेस करेंटली एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है उसको रनिंग स्टेट बोलते हैं. the process waiting for some resources that is waiting state. Suppose एक तो process को input device output device में print होना, that process will waiting for some resources, that is waiting state. Terminator or exit, the process is over. So these are the some stages of running a program. So process ये 5 तो phases देके जाता है. Start state स्टार्ट होगा, फिर रेडी स्टेट में आएगा, फिर रनिंग स्टेट, देन वेटिंग स्टेट एंड टर्मिनेटर और एग्जिट स्टेट. So these are the state of a process. A program will start. The instruction is a process is going to process. So first it will ready for the process. So then it will running state. After running, it will terminate. Suppose after running also, sometimes that process have to again the function. For example, a function once run, again I have to need that function, so again that function will go to ready state. Okay, so after running some program, if that function or code is waiting for input output devices, it will go for wait state. Okay, wait state होगा, फिर उसको जब signal मिलेगा, then it will go for ready state and again it will go for running state. After completion of this phase, all are go to terminate state. So these are the state of a process. So these are the concept of operating system, how the process is actually executed by the operating system. And this is a figure of functioning of CPU. फर्स्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन फेज होगा, इंस्ट्रक्शन फेज होके कंट्रोल यूनिट में डिकोड होगा, फिर अरिथमेटिक एंड लॉजिक यूनिट में एग्जीक्यूट होगा, फिर एग्जीक्यूट होने के बाद वो स्टोर में आएगा और डिस्क में जाएगा, उसके बाद रिजल्ट दिखाएगा. तो दीज आर द फंक्शनिंग ऑफ द सीपीयू. देन प्रोसेस शेड्यूलिंग बाय ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. सो एक तो प्रोसेसर को कैसे जाएगा, उसके लिए सम शेड्यूलिंग प्रोसेस शेड्यूलिंग एल्गोरिदम होता है. एलोकेशन ऑफ सीपीयू टाइम टू वेरियस प्रोसेसेस इन मेमोरी इज कॉल्ड प्रोसेस शेड्यूलिंग. सम कॉमन शेड्यूलिंग स्ट्रेटेजीज आर फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व. जो पहले आएगा वो पहले सर्व होगा, पहले एग्जीक्यूट होगा. अनदर एल्गोरिदम इज राउंड रॉबिन शेड्यूलिंग एल्गोरिदम. अनदर इज शॉर्टेस्ट जॉब नेक्स्ट. सो एक कंप्यूटर में एक ही प्रोसेसर होता है, तो जो प्रोसेस पहले आएगा वो पहले सर्व होगा, इन दिस केस फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व बेसिस. एंड अनदर इज राउंड रॉबिन शेड्यूलिंग. अगर मतलब हर प्रोसेस को इक्वल टाइम डिवाइड होगा, फर्स्ट प्रोसेस 2 सेकंड एग्जीक्यूट होगा, फिर सेकंड प्रोसेस 2 सेकंड एग्जीक्यूट होगा, देन थर्ड. सपोज देयर आर 5 प्रोसेसेस, सारा प्रोसेस का 2 सेकंड एग्जीक्यूट होने के बाद फिर फर्स्ट प्रोसेस का 2 सेकंड एग्जीक्यूट होगा, ऐसे टाइम डिवाइड होगा. दैट इज ये राउंड रॉबिन एल्गोरिथम. अनदर इज ये फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व में क्या होता है, जो पहला प्रोसेस आएगा वो पूरा एग्जीक्यूट होने के बाद फिर सेकंड प्रोसेस को वो एग्जीक्यूट करता है. सेकंड प्रोसेस एग्जीक्यूट होने के बाद थर्ड प्रोसेस को एग्जीक्यूट करता है. दैट इज फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व एल्गोरिथम. राउंड रॉबिन मतलब सपोज देयर आर 5 प्रोसेस, एवरी प्रोसेस इज डिवाइडेड इनटू सम टाइम इंटरवल. then shortest job next, another algorithm. The processor will choose a process which have short process. That means जो उसका जो छोटा छोटा प्रोसेस को वो पहले चूज करेगा. So these are the some algorithm of process scheduling. नेक्स्ट इज योर मेमोरी कैसे मैनेजमेंट होता है. मेमोरी मैनेजमेंट, जब प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट होता है तो मेमोरी कैसे मैनेज होता है. Allocating memory to various processes and resources is called memory management. Allocating of memory to various processes and resources is called memory management. Some common memory management techniques are single memory management, partition allocation, page memory management, and segment memory management. Another concept in operating system is virtual memory management. Using some area of the hard disk as RAM, when RAM is full, it is known as virtual memory. Using some area of the hard disk as RAM. हार्ड डिस्क के कुछ एरिया को हम लोग अगर रैम के हिसाब में यूज करेंगे, यदि अगर तुम्हारा रैम जो कंप्यूटर का रैम होता है अगर वो फुल है, तो हम क्या करेंगे, हार्ड डिस्क का थोड़ा पोर्शन को रैम के हिसाब से यूज करेंगे. एंड दैट पोर्शन ऑफ हार्ड डिस्क इज नोन एज वर्चुअल मेमोरी. सो when एक प्रोसेस जब रन होता है, बड़ा सा प्रोग्राम है, जो करेंटली एग्जीक्यूट होता है वो प्रोसेस का इंस्ट्रक्शन रैम में रहेगा, और जो थोड़ा देर के बाद आने वाला है उसको हम वर्चुअल मेमोरी में रख देंगे. So less used data is moved from RAM to virtual memory and data that the CPU needs to use right now moves from virtual memory to RAM. So virtual memory is very slow compared to the RAM, and too much use of virtual memory not only show your computer but also indicates that your computer requires more RAM to be installed in on it. Another process is your another is operating system. Another part is memory is input output management. Input means input devices and output devices management. So output devices, suppose printer, monitor, these are the output devices. Input is a keyboard. Okay, when a process is requires some input output, when a process requires, अगर एक जो process use हो रहा है, उसको कुछ input output devices चाहिए, कुछ display करने के लिए, then the IO input output management part of OS take over. वो उस process के लिए input output management of the operating system उसको जरूरत पड़ेगा. The role of input output manager of operating system is to connect the process to actual input output device through some strategy. So these are multiple strategy followed by the input output manager. अगर एक process को हमको उसको input output devices चाहिए तो वो operating system का input output management के through जाएगा. So the operating system will check whether the output device is free or not. अगर printer is free, then directly that process can use a printer. And if the printer is busy by printing something, that process will have to wait some time. So the input output manager send the IO request to the physical device. Upon receiving a response from the device, it passes the receipt for response to the process. And during the time a process is with IO manager, the CPU keeps on working with other ready process. User interface. An operating system provides an environment for the user to interact with the machine through a user interface. The UI is either graphical or text based. Thank you.